Is a monitor really worth it for gaming? Will your gameplay actually improve? That and many more questions we'll be answering while reviewing this beast BenQ have kindly sent me over. This is the 1440p 144Hz 27-inch EX2780Q. An absolutely gorgeous monitor, this one, the third BenQ I have in fact. That's an old 1080 up there and a 4K 60Hz on the side here. You really have to see a 1440p monitor in person to see the difference compared to a 1080p panel. This is 1.77 times the amount of pixels, nearly twice the amount of detail. That, along with the size of screen, gives you quite the immersive experience. You'll be seeing much more detail across the map and probably pick out targets a little more easily than before. I assume many of you gamers out there will be wearing headsets and don't expect too much from a monitor when it comes to audio. Surprisingly though, this one has a built-in Trevolo speaker, 2.1 channels, and sounds pretty damn good. There is an extra little knob down here to adjust your sound on the fly, and it can even be done on this little remote. Anyway, back to the gaming stuff. For gaming, you want as little input lag as possible. That is the time it takes for you to perform an action in-game and see that resulting action on screen. Dinking heads in Battlefield felt almost instantaneous, as it should. Ratings reports this monitor at less than 10 milliseconds. That is just incredible. Honestly, it does really feel amazing. Your aim is just going to be so much more precise, so much more smoother, and you're going to be dinking heads all over the place. It's 144Hz too. That's 144 frames instead of the usual 60, if your graphics card can support it, however. More details means likely more headshots. Trust me when I say you'll never want to go back to 60Hz once you've played at anything at over 120. Trust me, it just feels wrong. If you've been playing on a TV and hoping to up your game, input lag is definitely something to look out for, and you cannot go wrong with this monitor. With multiple inputs, DisplayPort 1.4 and 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, you'll be fine hooking up 2 consoles and a PC, and there is also a USB-C slot and audio jack on there too. Not a must, but I do like a nice looking monitor. It is an IPS one, by the way. It looks absolutely beautiful, colors are amazing, and even beautiful at various angles. Super thin on the three sides, little chunky at the bottom, but I can live with that. Very nice cable management on the back here. I do know how some of you guys like to keep it clean when it comes to your setups. Colors pop and look great. There is a super wide gamut space with HDR, that's VESA certified display HDR 400. Not the highest classification, but HDR nevertheless, and it does look great. There is also the HDR-I, that's BenQ's own technology, which essentially improves the contrast and dynamic range of a scene, through both hardware and software components. Sensor on the bottom bezel measures ambient light and lets the monitor adjust its screen brightness to changing conditions. It generally brightens dark regions without overexposing bright areas, providing a much more balanced image overall. Color balance and saturation also get to tweak along the way. I'm not a super techie channel, but from my quick tests, the monitor looked best when set to display HDR. Cinema HDR-I ups the contrast and color performance to prevent washed out images. Game HDR-I enhances details in the darker scenes and avoids overexposure. Definitely worth checking out this one when you're playing games. Any SDR or standard definition range content can be improved through the HDR modes. The monitor can detect this and will automatically emulate HDR. It's a nice little feature that definitely improves the images in places. As I've said before, the monitor is beautiful. The stand looks great. There is some nice space here for the control and anything else you may want to keep here. It is a VESA standard mount at the back, so as you see, I do prefer mine on an arm and positioned to my liking. Lots of options through the menus, but what's good for gaming? Well, there is the black equalizer. This increases the visibility in dark scenes without overexposing the bright areas. Great for spotting targets hidden in dark corners. You can also tweak the color vibrance. This makes spotting players hidden in grass and noticing explosions much quicker. Highly recommended. You can custom the monitor to your liking, but if you don't fancy that, there are various game modes straight out of the box ready for racing, first-person shooters, and much more. Audio can even be switched between various presets: live/pop, cinema, dialogue/vocal, game, and rock/party. As a person who spends a lot of their time at their computer, there is also a feature that I'm particularly fond of, the BenQ Eye Care. This gives you access to low blue light settings, which you can tweak to your liking. Blue light can be harmful to your eyes, so you should take a moment and try these settings sometime. You know those amber tinted glasses you often see me wearing on stream? Yeah, exactly like those. Less dry eyes, eye strain, and potential damage to your eyes is a bonus. If you want to keep your kill streaks up, your high scores, you don't want any damage to your eyes, and you don't want them getting any more tired than you already are. Tired and dry eyes, as I'm sure you guys all know, not very good for first-person shooters. Trust me, I do highly recommend getting a monitor like this one with these settings. Trust me, your eye health is incredibly important. Not much more else to say about this monitor. It looks great, it plays great, and isn't too bad on the price. Highly rated by others, and I highly recommend it. Keep this in mind, particularly when next-gen consoles drop. 4K monitors are nice, but if they support 1440p at these high frame rates, well, this could be the one you need. I've used BenQ for years and highly recommend them. So yes, a decent monitor this one, HDMI 2.0 cable and USB Type-C cable included in the box as well. Pretty awesome. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Take it easy.